When you make a decision, I don't want a relationship with the person who abandoned me, independent of the abandonment, because I don't like or love people that can throw me out like yesterday's garbage. When you make that decision, you are changing your expectations. And when you change your expectation for the person who has abandoned you, the world shifts, your reality shifts. What you see changes and what you feel change. When you now say to yourself, yes, they abandoned me. And by the way, I don't like them. I don't love people that can hurt me, that can throw me away. And so I was hurt, and I admit that, but I'm not going to be hurt anymore because I don't want anyone like that in my life, because that means they think I'm a bad person. So when you make that decision, you shift in your expectations. And now the expectation is, I won't hear from them. I won't get invited to a party. I won't get a birthday card. I won't get a Christmas card. And that's okay, because if I did, it would just remind me that either they're pretending or faking, or it'll remind me that I'm going to be uncomfortable because I don't like them. And probably their mind hasn't changed. And if it did, it's for a selfish reason. So when you can embrace abandonment, literally put your arms around it and hold it really tight and say, I was abandoned by this person. I did not deserve the abandonment, and I'm accepting it. And then you accept it, then you make a decision on what a person should feel like if they've been abandoned for reasons that don't make sense. And that's usually a clear answer, and that is, they should not be happy. They should be angry. They should be resentful. And you allow yourself to go through those feelings, because you have to go through them. You have to then you have to go through grief. And then the other side of going through the feelings of anger, resentment, and then grief, the other side is you let it go. And then you are finally honest with yourself. I was abandoned. It hurt. I grieved it. Now I am ready to be good to myself and not let it hurt anymore. And I control the relationship by controlling expectations. So if you should see that person, and that happens, and they should come up to you and hug you and do what a lot of narcissists do, like, oh, I miss you, how's the job, or how's your husband, or whatever. You observe and don't absorb them. You watch them try to engage in an artificial relationship that makes them feel better, that is not congruent with their real feelings, and you don't let them hook you, and you stay connected to what you learned, which was the acceptance of the abandonment, the process of going through anger, grief, and acceptance, and the change of expectations, and you just stay outside in your observe, don't absorb mode, any type of possibility of them pulling you back in. So essentially, by embracing your abandonment, going through the anger, the sadness, the loss, the acceptance, and then finally making a decision that you don't want to be in a relationship with anyone that would abandon you, you've changed the trajectory from being a victim to a survivor, and you now have control over yourself, or I would say self-love, because now the relationship, the person, they can't hurt you because you've made decisions, and you, with a self-loving heart, you protected yourself. You can solve abandonment by accepting it, resolving it, and letting it go, and making your own decisions, and letting it go, changing your expectations, and then making your own decisions on what feels good to you. I should add that there's a difference between lowering your expectation and changing them. I want to caution anyone who mistakes the two. lowering your expectation is a trap, because it makes you think that you can control the experience of being abandoned with the hopes of changing that person's mind so that they can love you. In the case of most pathological narcissists, they're incapable of it. So I don't recommend to lower your expectations. I recommend to change them to those that are accurate, that accurately represent the person, their historical influence over you, their historical treatment over you, how they treat you now, and how you project they will be in the future. If you can, and if they're a pathological narcissist or they're an SLD in a relationship with a narcissist that is connected to the narcissist's control, you won't survive by lowering your expectations, because that pretty much puts you in what I call the wrestling ring. It puts you, it puts you in, as George Bernard Shaw said, don't wrestle with the pig because you'll get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. It makes you feel like you have some kind of control. So you change it. You make the decision of, am I going to perpetually be abandoned and try to somehow control people to abandon me less or love me more? Or am I going to change my expectation that they're incapable of loving me, respecting me, and caring for me the way that I always have needed? And because of that, I have to now accept who they are, change my expectations, and then, of course, and the most important part of this solution is then to execute your new mindset, execute your change of expectations, because it's difficult to do exactly what I've suggested. But the challenge then is to then make the leap between changed or expectations and accommodating, assimilating, getting used to all of the new relationship dynamics. Because, and I should warn you, and it's a part of my Surgeon General warning, is that when you successfully do this, this whole topic is related to observe, don't absorb. If you observe and don't absorb someone, and don't let them upset you and antagonize you and trigger you emotionally, you stay outside the fray. You watch them be themselves. You've already changed your expectations from them. They can't hurt you. The prediction that I have, and take this to heart, is that they will get angry at you, and they will want to hurt you more. So I would guess 50% of the people with whom you use this strategy will get angry or annoyed because they enjoy either directly or vicariously with the power they have at overhurting people they don't like. The other 50% will just, they won't care because they're narcissists and they only think about things that make them feel good. So with that, I hope this helped, and I hope you can take this information and apply it to your own life. Thank you.